Shadow, I will clog your toilet. Are you ready?
I don't have a choice.
That's valid. And we're back! Ta-da! Crewmates episode! Well, sort of. I don't know. But we got me, we got Shadow, we have Cypher, and we have Death. One is a Pookie, one is a big brother. I don't think it'll be that hard to figure out which is which.
Obviously, Cypher's the big brother.
Yeah, thanks, big bro, for having nice physics.
No. I will be happily using that a lot now. Thank you.
Yo, I want the one that messes with your screen. But listen, I found 3 interesting stories, and of course I'm going to start off with the one that I have, like, little knowledge of what's actually in it. I never read these in full. I find a title and go, ooh, shiny, and I put it in the folder.
You are a crow disguised as a pumpkin cat.
Valid. Wait till I show you the VTuber model that I got. No, I'm so excited.
Oh,
anyway. So, the first one comes from... It's originally from Am I the Asshole, got sub-posted to Best of Redditor Updates, and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for refusing to go to confession so I can take communion in my brother's wedding? Real quick, that is in my line of sight. It bothered me. So, the trigger warnings were discussions of homophobia. I, 31 female, have 3 siblings, 40 male, 38 female, 27 male. We have a good relationship despite the age gaps between some of us. My older siblings are both married and so am I. The wedding in question is my younger brother's. My younger brother, Luke, is engaged to his girlfriend of a year, Emma, 28 female. She is nice, I guess, but we've never really clicked and are just polite to each other. Something important that is something we all share is that we're Catholic, but not really hardcore ones, and some of us have even lapsed. I do believe this whole situation started when I met her for the first time. I look younger than Luke, and it has always been a sibling joke that I'm truly the baby of the family. Most people that meet us assume he is older than me, but nobody has issues with it until Emma. The day I met her, she kind of scoffed until I said I was happy the baby had a proper girlfriend. She has this weird thing about being the eldest in her family and refused to believe I was older than her until I showed my ID. She's been hot and cold with me since then, often infantilizing me or trying to sort of boss attitude. I just let her be and usually ignore her since I have no time to try and beg for her friendship, so I'm just polite and civil, always include her when planning stuff, but don't really make an effort. The family knows about it, but we just kind of shrugged it to different personalities. Then the wedding planning started. Emma decided I could not be in the wedding party since I was not married in a church, fine by me. Then she requested that immediate family submits their dress planning so she could check it fits with the wedding dress code. Fine, whatever. You see where this is going, I hope? You'll see I have not gone to confession or have communion in more than a decade. If I go to mass for whatever reason, I am respectful. I simply sit and stay standing during the rites I don't participate on. This is not good enough for her, and she says that I need to take communion during the wedding. I said no, and she has not taken it well. For the most part, I avoid her, as I have said this before, but this time I wasn't going to say yes or risk an issue. I told her for taking communion, one needs to go to confession. I didn't want to. She said all immediate family is doing it, and I will look bad if I don't. I told her, sure, fine, then I'll just have to have communion in front of everybody, but won't do confession. She said if this was going to be my attitude, I was uninvited from the wedding because I clearly wanted to ruin the day for her. I turned to my brother and told him, thanks, gave him a thumbs up, and went home. My family understands my reasoning, said they respect everybody's choices, but I shouldn't have said what I said. I told them I don't really want to go to the wedding anymore. I don't owe Emma any explanations on my life. I called my grandma because she heard what happened and asked me to not disrespect the church by doing communion without confession. I promised I wouldn't do it, and she is fine with me now. I got a text from my brother wanting to compromise, so I replied by asking if the other lapsed people are being made to take confession too. He said no, because it was only nuclear family members. I find it funny since all the others are clearly older than her, and she just behaves like this with me and the youngsters. Am I the asshole?
Sorry, I would punt the girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, on my own terms.
That's like a really weird bridezilla moment. I don't know what communion is. I do know what
Oh,
confession is,
God.
but like, why is that your end all be all to see a beautiful day of like people unionizing love? Like, what the
I would look at her and purposely cover her nice, beautiful white gown, because it's gonna be, if she's gonna be going with more of like that church styling, it's gonna be this beautiful long trail. I will purposely spill red wine on her.
I would pee on it. Not gonna lie.
That's nah.
Well, it's like I like dress code. I get it. Checking to make sure it fits dress code. I get it. Like I'm doing that for my wedding.
That's understandable.
My parents have the dress code. Everybody has the dress code. It was in the invite, and the bridesmaids and groomsmen. I've already sent them everything they need, and I was like, "There you go. Have fun."
Yeah.
Basically. But I'm not like, if especially like, say she wasn't religious, and you're like, you have to do X, Y, and Z. No, I don't.
No. Like, you funny.
And the brother's a dick for not standing up for the little sister. At the same time, I can't hate it too much because, like, he is standing up for his wife, soon-to-be wife, and so I
But
can
the
understand that tiff.
It's a 50-50. It's a little bit of a bad teeter-totter. Because, yes, you
Would
got
you
your
rather cut off
soon-to-be
family or
wife.
somebody that you're going to be married to?
I would
Just
cut
boils
off
down
bitch.
to that.
I think it would also
Sadly,
depend on, like,
depending on
situation.
fair point on that part.
Well, at
'Cause,
the
like, for this
beginning,
one,
you
the
said
girlfriend
that they
sucks.
have had a good relationship growing up.
Yeah, so they've always been
Would you rather
close.
lose your sister or back up your sister?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. And I mean, if the
Lose
girlfriend
the
truly
wife or
wants
lose
to
the
be a part of
sister.
the family and like respect their relationship as close siblings, like that's when you go, okay, maybe I'm being a little dickish to her because she's older than me, which is the weirdest vendetta to have against somebody.
I have known people who they just can't stand being the youngest around other people. I mean, I told you, I won't go into detail, but I told you the story of the one that lied for like 2.5 years just so that they weren't the youngest friend or youngest person in the friend group and everything.
I don't get that.
Because for
that doesn't
some
make sense
reason
to me.
that was right, like this, for some reason that was their big no-go thing, was that they couldn't handle that. So
It's like an
who knows?
inferiority complex.
Oh,
I guess,
God.
like, if
I
they
guess I
view,
wonder
like,
how
being
they get
younger
the girl.
means that you're, like, you know, if you're dumber or you're more naive, and it's like, no, that's not how that works. There's also, remember, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Okay? I remember that show in high school, and I remember failing every fucking question. So,
You get 1 out of like every 7 questions right. You're like, these kids would have whooped my ass.
dude, I
Jesus
wasn't
Christ.
taught that in 5th grade. I was taught, like, multiplication in 5th grade. I didn't even get taught how to write in cursive. They stopped
Colors.
teaching that. And then, like, now the questions are like,
I
oh,
got
who was
taught
the third?
cursive. I hate
like,
it so.
I can't even read it. It's I don't know. Some of these kids be outsmarting me
like
though.
Weird chicken scratch.
Right?
Just
Like it looks like a
weird chicken
doctor
scratch
note.
in cursive.
So
Because a lot of doctors for a while were required to write in fucking cursive.
Yet it still look like chicken scratch.
Yeah.
some commenters did recommend that OP like alert the priest of her behavior to ensure it stops her action. She cannot make rules that don't exist within the church. She said she considered it, but wants to be respectful to her grandma. Here we go. Then we have an update. Oh, this is actually this year. So for like logistics,
Oh my
the original
God.
post was October of this year. The update was the next day.
Oh shit.
She said, "Things have moved. I wouldn't call any of this positive progress. I would like to clear something I've kept in the comments. I won't request a special blessing or go in the queue for communion. It isn't about the blessing or the compromise, but the singling me out. I often just stay quiet or take a general family blessing if we go to weddings, etc. I have no issue with compromises. I have an issue with Emma and her ridiculousness. I don't know why she has this thing with me. I do look young, but I'm not a teen or a child, obviously. She has 2 younger sisters and is very authoritative over them. I have witnessed her being very my way or the highway with younger people, so she has issues for sure. The confrontation from the last post was on Tuesday, and today we had lunch at my grandma's. I think you should also know that my brothers have a tricky relationship, as in they are not as close with each other as they are with other siblings. My older brother, Robert, is very no-nonsense, and he's never been a fan of Emma, but he didn't think he should have to intervene because Luke is an adult and capable of navigating relationships. All of this is going to be relevant, I promise. We visit Grandma a lot since she lives by herself. We truly enjoy her company. Today we are all there because she is over this drama already. After a lunch that was more like snacking, to be honest, she asked us to clear the air. Emma continued with her rant about me being a disrespectful person and that she was asking the bare minimum from me. My grandma asked her why she had no issue with her not taking communion, and Emma said that she was her elder, and for sure her reasons were more than a tantrum like it was in my case. She also repeated that she was asking this of all of the siblings, and that I was the only one being difficult with her tiny request. This is where everything crumbled for her. I mentioned in the comments that Robert is also lapsed, and he was already exhausted by the situation. He asked her why she had no issues with him not taking communion. She looked like a kid that was caught. She didn't have a proper answer. Robert then asked if she even knew why he and Grandma became lapsed. She shook her head and looked at Luke for help. Luke, on the other hand, was staring angrily at Robert, and I said nothing. Robert explained to Emma that he was the reason Grandma became lapsed. When Robert was a teen, he came out as gay and was so worried about our grandparents' reactions since they were very active in the Catholic Church. Grandma felt awful about it, and even worse, when she went and spoke about this with the priest of her church, that priest was super old school and told her that Robert was committing sins, that he was going to hell, and that he needed to find his way, the whole 9 yards. Grandma didn't take it well and simply stopped going to church and started spending that time with her grandchildren. Over the years, she started getting into the whole community again, but she decided that she was done taking the sacraments. She respects the parts of the church, but can't fully reconcile with it. Emma was a bit confused since Robert is married to a woman, but he explained that he is bisexual and ended up with a woman just as he could have ended up with a man. He has also commented that they are not married in the church, but that didn't matter to her like it mattered when it came to me. He asked her directly what was the problem with me. Long story short, she said that I was rude since the beginning and kept treating Luke wrong. Oh, and I was also very snarky about looking younger than her. Crickets. She is a beautiful, successful woman, so I don't understand her obsession, but it seems like she wants people to see that I respect her and what she says. I just started laughing. She started crying and saying I turned my grandma against her. My grandma told her to stop blaming people for her being a negative person, and she was always going to side with me over her. Luke got upset at that and asked why she was not supporting him, and she simply said she doesn't support him being a lapdog for a crazy woman. More was said. Nothing truly got resolved.
Grandma.
I was kind of invited again, but declined going. Grandma is undecided if she even wants to go. My older siblings told Luke they will go to the ceremony if he seeks couple therapy or at least single therapy. My parents are having headaches and now dislike Emma so much they can't hide it. Oh, and yes, Grandma spoke with the priest and he wants them to do extra premarital counseling or he won't officiate. I hope they don't get married, but he is old enough to derail his life if he wants. Thank you for letting me vent. My grandma loved the Pope joke.
Damn! Even the priest is like, y'all need Jesus.
Go, Grandma.
On God.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I move?
Oh, why did
Okay.
you?
Like, go, Grandma, and then... Okay, actually,
I just-
so
my
many
head set up,
points
I
for
think.
Grandma. Bonus points for Grandma to being like, oh, honey, you're gay. I respect you. Oh, the church doesn't? We're not going then. Go, Grandma!
It's like,
Mm-hmm. That's a supportive ass fucking family right there, or family member, not a family.
I love this
Oh,
Mima.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Mima for the win.
And then props to
Yeah,
Robert for
no,
also
I
calling
never-
out her bullshit and catching her in a lie.
It's like, she's like, I don't know what to this.
And then the one line that like really stuck out to me was Emma admitting that she doesn't think OP respects her as an elder. You are younger than her, and you're also not like elderly. You're not like 60. You're not grandma.
Like, you need the respect of a person, and that respect is earned in all technicalities. That
Exactly.
respect isn't earned, you ain't gonna be treated nice. You'll be treated like, my boot.
Precisely. I hope the wedding gets fucking thrashed.
Same. Or
I
get
want to say we
crushed, either
still have
way.
another update.
Honestly.
I'm gonna skim through it because oh my god, the updates are long. I love OP for that, but damn it.
Oh,
So we
this
have-
is juicy.
There's like 3 more updates, so I am gonna skim these and kind of like take out the key points. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So the next update comes 2 days later.
Mhm.
And brother has gone too far. I decided to be done with him. He made our grandma cry, and I think permanently damaged a lot of his relationships. So at first, OP's cousins and family thought that she was just being stubborn and creating drama, but now there is no longer my side or Emma's side. Maybe he always felt this way, but the issue he has with Robert is absolutely ridiculous. He is so upset with what Grandma said about him being Emma's lapdog that he called her to speak about it. I was obviously not present for the conversation, but Grandma told me what happened and Luke confirmed it. He told her that it was unfair of me to ask Robert for help since he was her favorite grandchild and would get her to side with me no matter how wrong I was. He told her that many of the cousins believe that this and that, and it was so obvious since she even left her religion for him. He claimed the other LGBTQ members of the family, most were not even born when Robert came out, by the way, doubted if she would do it for them. Grandma explained to Luke and then call every single one of her grandchildren to ask how they all felt, explained. So Grandma called everyone and was like, I love and respect you, basically, regardless of their orientation or who they like. Let's see here.
Grandma
man
said, y'all ain't
disrespected me,
using me
Ma.
as a fucking
I'm punting the man
barter
now."
item right now.
I'm gonna punt the man now.
One of the
Disrespected me, Ma.
16-year-old
You don't disrespect me,
cousins
Ma.
punched Luke for saying some rude shit.
Hey, go, 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 punch, punch.
If that ain't
So-
a sign that you're picking the wrong fucking person right now,
Then this
I don't
man's blinder
know
than
what
the
is
bat
when
and
most
is
of your-
colorblind.
well, okay, hold on a minute. I'm colorblind, okay? We ain't gotta go that far now.
No, it makes
I
sense.
like to
'cause
think
this
I'm a
man's
decent
just seeing-
person.
Yes, you are. But no, I'm saying this one is just fucking colorblind to the max, and it has
Oh,
no
yeah.
brain cells.
Oh yeah.
The TLDR on the updates is basically now the brother Luke is going haywire. He's causing problems. He is saying that everybody is a piece of shit for not siding with him. Emma is now targeting the 16-year-old girl. And the wedding is still on. And OP and most of the family said, we're not going.
I hope they disown him.
Sounds like 2 entitled brats.
Oh,
I say,
God.
someone didn't get told
Okay.
no as a child.
I hope they disown him.
Plain and simple. If he's still gonna go after a chick that's causing issues, and this fucking guy made the grandma cry,
I disown him.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. We don't do that.
But we don't make grandmas cry out here unless they truly, truly deserve it.
no. Mm.
And that grandma does not.
They're the one that spoil us. They're the one that spoil us and feed us.
Dude, I miss the old grandma candies they used to hide in their purse.
Oh no, not the taffies.
No, specifically, I remember these so vividly. They were
Oh,
tinfoil, and they look like a little strawberry, and you never know where they came from. But every grandma had one.
Yeah. Dude, it's still a fucking mystery.
I never know where they just existed, and they were the peak.
Or when it was those Christmas jar cookies, and you think oh my god, cookies! It's a lie.
I will say, I
It's not
probably
cookies.
won't ever read a church story again, just because I don't know much about the church. I feel like if I knew what a
don't
communion
either.
was, this would make more sense. But the end all be all is like, if you're being a bridezilla,
The
younger
girl's a
brother's being a
fucking-
piece of shit.
Yeah. The girl's being a Catholic bridezilla.
I give their marriage 5 years max, at most.
You're being very
What
generous.
are you
with
talking
that.
about? They're both
Mhm.
psychotic. It's a match made
Match
in
made
the
in
psych
hell.
ward.
They're gonna beat each other with the cross.
I'd actually pay to watch that.
Be like, respect Jesus! Respect Jesus! I'm about to Google what communion is after
funny.
this. So the next one,
It's Oh wait, you don't know what communion? It's the fucking. I think
don't.
like the take the cracker, take the
Oh,
juice and everything.
oh,
Like
I've
if you
watched
go to
those
church on
happen.
Sundays and stuff.
I never
that's what
participated.
communion is. That's what. Yeah, you have to be
I bet those crackers taste
baptized
bad.
or depending on the church that you go to. Certain things like with that one, he has to go to confession. Well, not has to, but like with that one, they want him to go to confession. I think all you have to really do is be, from what I was told, is be baptized to partake in it. If you're not baptized, you're not supposed to partake in it, or something like. My grandmother is very, very religious. That
I
was
wasn't allowed to
my
be
entire
baptized as a kid.
life. I was
think you
never
would've turned the
baptized,
water
and now it's
black.
not a good idea
I
because
probably
now.
have.
Okay, it's funny. It's funny that you say that because
Oh,
I've never been
no.
baptized, but it'd be a bad idea to let me get baptized now because now I'm to the point where it's like I want to get one of those black bath bombs and like put it in like whatever I'm wearing so that whenever they put me in the water, it starts bubbling and everything and turns black and everything. And I just start screaming to just mortify everybody there.
blood curdling scream.
Dude, so what I will say is like, so my dad was baptized because he grew up Christian.
You got Shadow. Fist bump.
And then, not you guys
I got
fucking
you,
having a
bro, I got
bromance
you.
behind me. That's wild. but-
Okay, listen. Do you expect anything
I think-
different to happen with any of the men that you bring onto this podcast? You have your pookies, I have mine.
Anyways,
Can't
Oh my
help it.
lord.
let's see.
No, real quick, I will say, my dad was baptized. When I was born, my grandma, his mother, was like, we're gonna baptize her. And he went, absolutely not happening. We're not doing that. I don't know why he was like so adamant that I don't be baptized. It's probably why I can see dead people now. That's a cool thing. But
I see.
she did try to sneak baptize me. And my dad caught her. If I remember this lore correctly.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
What
This
did
is
Family
like
Guy
attempted
know?
kidnapping.
Yeah, no, it was. A lot.
If I'm wrong, Dad, call me when you see this episode, but I'm pretty sure that's how you told it to me. I don't remember.
That's cursed.
But the next one does come from True Off My Chest. This is another, like, kind of long one, but not as long as that one. They're getting smaller progressively.
Okay.
So from True Off My Chest,
Good
my
bet.
mother-in-law cut my hair in my sleep because she thought I cheated on my husband. So I'm still processing this, but I need to get it off my chest. Last night, I woke up and realized someone had butchered my hair. One side is a. I just want to know how she got in. But
Get saved.
Me too.
one side is a jagged
Horrible
pixie cut,
security.
and the other side hangs awkwardly past my shoulder. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. Maybe I sleepwalked or something, but no. I confronted my husband, Tim, because he's been acting weird lately, but he denied it. Then he drops this bombshell: my mom might have done it. Apparently, my mother-in-law, let's call her Diane, is convinced that I've been cheating on Tim. Why? Because last week she saw me having lunch with a coworker. For the record, my coworker, Kyle, is gay, and we were literally talking about work. But Diane decided I must be having an affair, and
Oh,
instead of,
Lord.
talking to me or Tim, she broke into our house in the middle of the night with scissors and went full Edward Scissorhands on my hair. This morning I confronted her. At first she played innocent, but when I pressed her, she literally said, "Well, maybe now you'll think twice before humiliating my son." I was fuming. I told her Kyle isn't even into women, but she just rolled her eyes and said something like, "That's what they all say." Shadow died. He was lagging. He'll probably be back.
Fucking read.
Shadow went to the Shadow Realm.
Our
He
and
went
Jesus
back to
took
his
him.
people.
He should have gone to communion.
Should we pause until he's back?
No. He'll come back eventually. It just means his hotspot's fucking up.
Oh, he's on hotspot. Oh, that poor man.
Yeah. I didn't even realize how to respond to that level of delusion. Tim is horrified and apologetic, but I'm struggling here. This woman violated my personal space, destroyed my hair, and acted like she was in the right. I want to go no contact with her, but Tim is stuck between me and his mom, and I feel like this is going to be a huge blow up in our marriage. Any advice? Because I'm honestly at a loss here. TLDR, mother-in-law cut my hair in my sleep because she thinks I'm cheating. I'm not. Now I don't know how to handle her or my marriage. Edit, my husband and I will be going to my mother-in-law tomorrow to talk to her about the situation again. Hopefully everyone will be calmed down by then and I won't have to threaten legal action. Thank you for the support. I will keep that in mind. And there are at least 3 or 4 updates.
Well, let's go through those parts. But first, how the fuck did she get in? Did the son let her in?
I don't like that the son tried to deny it and then also not back his wife when his mom crossed every
Yeah.
boundary.
On God, even I would have been super pissed.
I would have pressed
Like,
legal
I
action.
love my long hair. Like, no. If I somehow woke up and I somehow have my hair butchered like a, oh, I gotta remember this from what's that one show? The Runts. It's like with the little babies and everything. I can't remember.
Rugrats.
Chucky?
Rugrats. There it is. Thank you. Yeah,
The doll!
The sister's doll. The sister's
doll. I don't want to wake up like the sister's doll. I don't want to wake up like her. If I had my hair chopped down like hers, oh, I'm killing someone. No hesitation. First person in sight. There.
Well, it's also you broke and enter, which is illegal, and you cut her
Yeah.
hair, which is assault.
Yeah.
Two things.
Actually,
with
it can be upgraded to assault with a deadly weapon.
That's fair. You did
Yeah,
use
'cause
scissors.
scissors.
Scissors be sharp. Let's see. So, update.
Two major things.
To everyone saying this is fake, I don't know how to make you believe me, and honestly, I shouldn't have to. I'm sitting here crying in my friend's guest room, completely broken, trying to make sense of how my life has fallen apart in the span of 24 hours. I had a burp. Anyway, my husband, the person I thought I could trust the most, betrayed me in the most humiliating way possible. His mother violated me in my sleep, and now strangers are telling me my pain isn't real. I wish with everything in me that this wasn't real. I wish I wasn't sitting here trying to figure out how to rebuild my life, how to ever trust someone again, or even how to face the people around me after this. I've barely eaten, I've been shaking all day, and I feel like my world is crumbling beneath me. I turned to Reddit because I don't know where else to go. I needed advice, a sense of support, something to help me hold myself together, but these accusations just make me feel even more alone. If you don't believe me, fine, but please don't make this harder than it already is. I wouldn't wish this pain on anybody. That was just a little comment that she made, but an actual update is after the conversation we had with Diane this morning, I noticed my husband Tim was acting weird. At first, I thought it was just guilt and standing up to his mom, but it felt like more than that. He's been avoiding eye contact and getting defensive when I bring up what happened. Earlier, I couldn't take it anymore, so I sat him down and told him that he needed to be 100% honest with me about everything. That's when he dropped the bombshell. Apparently, Diane didn't come up with his haircut idea on her own. Tim admitted that he knew about it ahead of time and even helped her. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. He said he truly thought I was cheating on him with Kyle, my gay coworker, because Diane convinced him that there was too much evidence to ignore. When she suggested cutting my hair as some kind of weird punishment, he didn't stop her. In fact, he let her into our house that night while I was sleeping. Tim said he didn't want to confront me directly because he wasn't ready for the truth, so instead he let his mother do insane things to me, thinking it would force me to come clean. Afterwards, I didn't admit to cheating. He started to realize that he might have been wrong, but by then, he didn't know how to tell me what he had done. He kept saying, "I'm so sorry, I was just confused," but honestly, I don't know how to process this. This wasn't just Diane acting like a lunatic, this was both of them, and my own husband betrayed me in one of the most humiliating ways possible. I packed a bag and I'm staying with a friend tonight. Shadow just DM me, he'll be back shortly. I packed a bag and I'm staying with a friend tonight while we figure out what to do. I don't know if I can ever trust him again after this. It's not just the haircut, it's the fact that he didn't talk to me, believed the worst about me without any proof, and actively participated in something so cruel and violating. As for Diane, she is officially dead to me. I've already told Tim that I don't want her in my life ever again, regardless of what happens between us. Right now I'm torn. Parts of me wants to file a police report both on them for what they did, but I'm scared of how messy that will get. Another part of me just wants to cut ties and move on, but that feels like letting them off too easy. I don't know what my next step is, but I do know is that I deserve better than this. Thank you to everyone who has supported me through this. Your comments and advice have meant the world, and I'm truly grateful to the kindness and understanding. It's helping me find the strength to figure out what comes next. There's 2 more updates after this.
I would file a fucking restraining order on the woman as a
Yeah,
precaution.
legal action.
Fuck.
Legal action, divorce, like...
Oh, I kick them both to the curb. Like, you betrayed my trust. You don't want to come talk to me. All right, you're done.
Well, because it's like the simple fact of like, I know people online are like, "Oh, communication is key." Blah blah blah. Everybody hears that phrase, but that is bare minimum than
Yeah.
anything. Communication is key, and if you think your wife or partner is cheating on you, then you ask them and you have that adult conversation of like, "This is why I feel that way," and if you say you're not, then I'm going to trust you, and blah 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 blah. And if you don't trust you, then like then therapy or
It's basically
fucking
like
end it.
trust goes both ways.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust. God
It's like,
damn
yes,
it.
the like trust and yes, the communication. There's a lot of things that happens within relationship, but it has to be. It's like that teeter-totter. It has to be evenly distributed in a weird way.
Well, and it's like, if
And
you
if
think
one
your
starts
partner's
to
cheating,
totter,
what is
it just
cutting their hair gonna do?
piles.
I don't think that
Get
stops
the
the
wife pissed as
cheating.
fuck at you. It's just gonna make her go. So you're willing to tell your mom to do this to me and not even tell me, come to me to see what my side of the story was. You
So
rather
it's
believe your
like-
insane mother.
You accuse your wife of cheating. You violate her safety, her trust. You violate her in her own home. Like the one person that she should be able to trust with her life and the one place she should be able to trust. And you just said, "Oh,
Like,
that
as
rug,
pure
let me just
safety.
take it."
No, it's like, here, let me just open the door and throw your key out. Now you can't lock the door.
Like, hell no. Fuck,
Or
no.
like, or literally cover the entire floor with like Lego bricks.
Goat heads.
I think that's a little bit too much of a punishment. Go heads!
Goat heads. Those fuckers hurt.
Oh wait, you mean the Lego goat heads?
No, I mean like you walked out into the desert barefoot and you learned why you need to not do that.
You
Those
say that, and I
spiky
lived
little
almost in the desert.
things. Those they're like these little like balls that are covered in thorns, and they.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I call them spiky balls.
Oh yeah, they're called goat
Spike
heads.
balls.
Oh, briars.
Yes. Fuck those things.
Oh, briars. I actually have something like that in my room, but it's more of a weapon base than anything. I will send you a picture after.
Ooh, weapons. So then, update 2.
I can throw that to his head and go
is-
tunk. Anyways.
I think I'm gonna divorce him, and I may file a police report.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened, I've been thinking a lot about my next steps, and I've come to a heartbreaking but necessary conclusion. I don't think there's any coming back from this. I trusted Tim with my heart, my safety, my life, and he betrayed me in many ways I never thought possible. I can't imagine a future where I feel safe with him, where I can trust him, or where I don't carry the weight of this violation every day. I'm strongly considering filing for divorce. The thought of staying with him feels unbearable, but at the same time, I can't stop worrying about the messiness of it all. I just want to cut ties completely, to walk away and rebuild my life without him or his mother dragging me down any further. As for filing a police report, I'm leaning towards it, but I'm scared of what it might bring up. I know what they did was a crime. My own husband let his mother into our home to assault me in my sleep. But the thought of dealing with legal battles or even just having to relive this again and again in statements is exhausting. Part of me wants to hold them accountable, but another part just wants to run far away and never look back. Right now, I'm taking it one step at a time. I've been talking to friends, trying to find some clarity in this chaos. It's terrifying and painful, but I know one thing for sure: I deserve so much better than this. Thank you to everybody who showed me kindness and support. So she's leaning. She needs to lean a little harder.
Yeah, at least she's leaning. Well, I can see
She
the
needs to get a
uncertainty.
push.
Like, yeah, she needs that good little nudge or push into that direction. But I can't
Actually,
see the.
better yet, she just needs to be drop kicked towards that decision.
Agreed.
I'm say grab her
I
by
can't
her
see
scruff.
the uncertainty on a lot of things. Because on how it's typing, on how she's putting it, she's like that, mostly like that shy, reserved, doesn't like to deal with, like to be in the middle, like the drama or the issues. And what did happen, yes, I could see why she doesn't want to go through it with most of it, because she doesn't want to relive the trauma that literally just happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let it sit for like a day or so, get like your nerves together, and then go at least report it. But then she can at least sit on the divorce part a little bit longer, so she's more calm to do that piece.
I think I will also say, like, from what she's typed, I don't think there's any children involved, which means leaving
which seems lucky.
should be very clean cut. You don't have to worry about custody.
Yeah.
All you have to do is sign the document saying, I will take what is mine and what I have paid for, and I'm gone. Or do what I did, which is I took my clothes and left everything else.
Grab
If it could
main
fit in my car, it
necessities.
left.
Basically. That's kind of how I almost played it.
I'll say the only thing I cared about was my direct belongings and my dog. I left the couch, the dining table I did get back because that was my parents'. I made sure that came with. I left all the kitchen, everything. I left the TV. Like, I made it her problem after that. I was like, fucking have fun. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. The final update is I've contacted a lawyer and decided to press charges. Hi everyone, I just wanted to give an update after everything that's happened. After spending the last couple of days trying to process everything, I finally made some concrete decisions. First, I contacted a divorce lawyer. I explained the entire situation, including what my husband admitted to and how his mother violated my trust and personal safety. The lawyer is very supportive and walked me through the process of filing. While it feels daunting, I know this is the best decision for me. I can't see a future where I could ever trust my husband again after what he allowed to happen. Second, I decided to press charges against my mother-in-law. I filed a police report for assault. I've documented everything, photos of my hair, text messages, the timeline of events. While I'm still nervous about how messy this could get, I refuse to let her get away from what she did. What she did wasn't just humiliating, it was an act of violence, and she needs to be held accountable. As for my husband, I've made it clear that I'm done. I've moved out, will not be returning. I've blocked his mother entirely and am limiting my communication with him to legal matters only. I'm still scared, hurt, and figuring things out, but I feel a little more empowered now that I've taken these steps. Thank you for who's offered advice, support, and encouragement. It's helped me more than you know. This is far from over, but I'm determined to move forward and build a better future for myself. She says, I'll keep you updated. There are no further updates. Granted, legalities, you can't really update a lot till it's done.
Yeah. We can all take a guess that she got the restraining order and got the shit dealt with the mother and probably got that fucking divorce.
Oh, hell yeah. So while you died, OP divorced her husband and is filing a police report against the mother-in-law for assault.
The fuck is the rest of... Yeah, no, I apologize for that.
So yeah, you didn't
I
miss
think my router
much.
got a little too hot and said, we no gonna worky right now,
Well,
cause
how
fuck
about
are
this?
you.
We'll put it simple. OP's husband's mother-in-law broke into the house, chopped her hair off like Edward Scissorhands, all because she thought she was cheating on the husband when the coworker was gay.
Shot. Right then and there. Shot.
And the husband let it happen. He
I-
let his mother-in-law in that night. She didn't break it.
He can get shot too.
Ah,
He can
leave
get
him.
shot
Don't
too.
leave him hanging. Don't leave him hanging.
Shit, my bad, G.
I just love how the first
Motherfucker,
thing he
you
comes
hear
back
click,
shot.
you gonna hear click.
That's the most
No,
easiest way to put it. Like, OP's husband's mother-in-law cut my hair, making me look like the Rugrats doll, while
I'm thinking
husband
of the
knew
name
of the
now.
entire situation. I don't know the name right now.
God, I'm thinking.
I think
about
it was
now.
literally just Sally's doll.
Yeah, it might have been.
Maybe because I know
But
her name was
no.
Angelica.
Either
like it was-
way,
The Darla?
it's like mother-in-law breaks in,
Darla.
cuts the
I'm
hair.
Googling it.
Husband lets it happen while the wife's dead asleep. I'm killing someone. First person I see is just being slaughtered.
Okay, so Angelica's doll was named Cynthia.
There you go. Okay,
Hmm.
Cynthia.
I needed that conclusion.
Okay. But yeah, no. First person I see, I'm gutting.
Dude, for real. Like, I hope OP gets therapy to recover from that, and then like she's on the right path already if it took her very little time to realize that she deserves better and
Give me a
didn't try
sec.
to like put up with that.
Yeah.
And also I hope
Based
she
on how I
finds
was
some
putting
really
it,
cute
a day or
wig.
so to like, or she like embraces
Well,
the
fuck
short
that.
hair if she makes it work.
Like, yeah, go get it like professionally done.
Rock the pixie
Make
cut
him
for a
pay
while.
for it.
Yeah. But
Shit,
yeah,
if he's
no,
paying for it, I would
mm-mm.
find a very expensive wig. I would make sure it's like 100% real hair
Exactly.
and like 20
No,
feet
a
long.
haircut. Because some of those, I hate to tell you, but some women, those haircuts are fucking expensive. It's ridiculous.
Agreed.
It's like,
Hair
oh my god, I got my hair
extensions.
curled. How much was that? Oh, like $500. Like, are you fucking stupid?
Do you want
I
to
could
know
have
how
bought you a
much
also what
fucking
you're
curling
doing,
iron for
Val.
$20.
the most I've
That
spent
depends
on
on
my
what
hair
you're
is
doing. Getting haircut,
$300.
styling. Almost same.
Haircut. It got styled.
That.
It was bleached. It was dyed. It was toned. I was in there for literally 6 hours.
I count down to 4.
And
Ish,
also, he was my
think.
favorite hairstylist. He was an hour and a half away from me. I would stop and pick him up coffee, and then we would sit and chit chat all day and talk cosplay and nerd stuff. And then he would
That's
show
why
me
it
like,
took so long.
well, yeah, but then he'd be like, "Oh, so me and my husband did this," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so great!" And then we would just like, and then I would tip him really well.
So I never had like a specific barber or hairdresser that I would go to or anything. I had a barber shop that I would go to, but not like a specific only one person. I would just do like walk-ins. But there was two. There was one in San Antonio in the mall, and it was just this shit. What I don't know how exactly to describe it. It had more of like that back alley like hole in the wall, like it was like kind of like dive bar almost, I guess, like a punk kind of setting and shit
Huh.
like that, and everything like your hairdressers are the guys that are wearing like a button-up t-shirt with suspenders but have the really dope mustache, but also a full fucking torso of tattoos and everything,
oh damn.
and like the side of their heads shaved and stuff. It was the greatest barbers I'd ever been to. And I miss them because there's nothing like that around me here.
Dude, I still contact my hairstylist when I get my hair cut. I'm like, how would you describe what you did to my hair at XYZ date? And he'd be like, it's this simple. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So we have one more story. This one is
I feel
very
like I should
short,
Be worried about this one.
but it's our warm up for
Okay.
Christmas. Happy holidays. And it's am I the asshole for uninviting my oldest daughter to Christmas over Santa? I,
Oh,
43
no.
female, have children with very large age gaps. My eldest is 25. I had her with a high school ex. Then we separated, and I married my husband much later. My younger two are 9 and 7. My younger children believe in Santa, while my daughter's son doesn't. She raised him to not with the Santa magic, which is perfectly okay. I would just rather not have ruined it for my children who do believe in Santa. I was having Christmas at my house, and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I wouldn't like the magic ruined for them. I still put packages under the tree with "From Santa" on them and leave out cookies and reindeer treats, bird seeds. My daughter told us she wouldn't make her son lie, and my children are old enough to understand if her son decides to say something. I told her if she wouldn't talk to her son, they could spend Christmas at their apartment. My daughter didn't like that and said I was choosing my younger children's happiness over hers and that I was being completely unreasonable. My husband supports me, but think I might have been a little high-strung as our children are getting older. I just want to keep the Christmas magic alive. Am I the asshole?
How old did they
No.
say that their kid was?
Her youngest children
yeah, how old is
are
hers?
9 and 7.
The one that doesn't know. 9 and 7.
9 and 7?
No.
That's a no. If the kids still highly believe in Santa, I say, like, keep that train going for as long as you physically possible can.
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, it brings some more fun for the Christmas spirit. Hell, I got my 3 to almost 4-year-old. Ma has a tradition style where the way she does it that's from Santa, we have wrapping paper that has Santa all over it.
Mm-hmm.
That's her way of going, from Santa. That child is spoiled as fuck this year on its own part. But we're trying to keep that alive on its own part. It's like, I knew
But
well before, but I kept my
if you
mouth
go to
shut for our
statistics,
youngest.
a kid that believes in Santa will tell his parents something that they might want. If they believe in Santa, they'll write a letter saying what they actually want.
Yeah, that's the sneaky
That's
fun
true,
way
too.
of getting the stuff.
That's
It
very
is
true
statistically
because
proven.
That's fair.
shit, I did that shit whenever I was growing up because
never
I was
did,
like,
though.
I want this really expensive thing, but I know that we ain't got that much right now, so I'm gonna ask for this
Exactly.
lesser thing. And like,
Yes, especially in homes of low equity, like poverty
mm-hmm,
almost.
mm-hmm.
If a kid wants
Oh, I
something
won't lie,
really
we were
expensive,
poor as
they
shit.
will not. Yeah,
We ate hot
they'll
dogs with
write
a
on their
slice
letter
of bread
to
as
Santa
buns.
asking for that really expensive thing because magic. They
Exactly.
think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they'll tell their
I never
parents, like,
booked
oh,
that
like
shit.
this. Like, if they want an Xbox, they'll tell their parents a skateboard. Or a bike.
That is fair.
I got told to make an Amazon wish list.
Because they know the situation that they're in, because they have to deal with it all year. If they have that one moment where they could actually get something that they really want, of course they're going to believe in Santa to deliver on it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're going to write
Yeah.
that letter to Santa and tell the parents, just get what you can get. Like, I want this. It's not that expensive. I want this. Like, let's say they want the brand, like a PC. They'll tell the parents, oh, maybe just the newer gen console. Because it's not as expensive.
That's fair. And it's also like, so something that I noted about this Reddit that was interesting to me is they were voted the asshole. And all of the comments are just saying, like, your kids are too old, blah, 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 blah. You're the asshole for separating
Aw.
your daughter from that. And it's like, I don't think she's the asshole. I think it could have been
No.
handled better.
None of us do. Yeah, it could have been definitely handled better. Like, yeah, a little
Yeah, more than
high-strung,
likely.
yes. But no, they are not the asshole in that situation.
Well, 'cause it's like,
I'm trying to
No.
protect your younger sisters, which you should understand.
Exactly. Especially if you
Mhm.
remember that magic.
Yeah.
Like, I figured out that Santa wasn't real really young. I was probably around like no, actually not too young. I didn't have a phone then. So anywhere from like the age of 6 to 10, I figured out he wasn't real because parents would put me in my room and be like, "Don't
Yeah,
look or Santa's
I
not
would
getting you
say-
shit." And I would peek.
I would say if they believe in Santa after the age of 10, then yeah, maybe slowly break it to them. But anything, I'd say 10 would be like a reasonable cutoff for Christmas. in like Santa not being real. Like 10 years old, double digits, you need to start growing up. And when you're 10, that's when you have to start growing up.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, you could still be a kid, but you got to grow up. And some minor details, like Santa Claus not being real, yeah.
Well, and I think like what doesn't make sense to me is why the 25-year-old daughter won't explain to her son like, "Hey, you know this truth, but this makes a lot of people happy, and you're gonna hurt feelings otherwise." And if you taught your kid that hurting
Exactly.
Well,
feelings
because
is
the
bad,
daughter doesn't fucking care.
well, it's like I
Look
don't
at the
get
daughter
that.
don't
Well,
care.
you gotta think that older daughter is high school ex, probably was a shitty childhood growing up because, like they said, high school. So both of them were both trying to figure out like college if they went. They had to figure out money. They had to figure out all that. So they probably didn't let her experience the joy of what Christmas is.
That could have been too.
Still though, like
But even at that same
hardship's
time,
not
yeah.
your younger sister's fault if they still believe that. And I mean, even when
No.
I found out that Santa wasn't real, I didn't go and tell my other cousins and shit that he wasn't real. If they're like, "Oh my god, Santa," I was like, "Oh my
No.
god, Santa, let's go put out the cookies." Like, we made it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna try and make
you
coal
help
in
keep
the
their
stocking be a thing if
experience.
the kid was bad the whole year.
See, what we used to do is we would make reindeer food, and it was oatmeal, carrot bits, and glitter. And you put it in a bowl, and you would go out super late at night. Super late at night for a child. So I'm talking like 8 or 9 o'clock. It's dark.
Yeah.
And you'd sprinkle it all over the grass. And that was so the reindeer had something to munch on while Santa was in the house. To this day, I still don't know how my dad did it. Because this is the only weird thing that never made sense in my head, and I'm now 24. All of the oatmeal would be removed from the lawn by morning.
So
I mean,
I'm
would there be
guessing
like a way of hearing a hose?
no. It's I guarantee you it's something so much more simple.
Oh no.
I have no idea.
A little
But like
leaf
if it
blower.
didn't snow, I would go out. Like if it snowed, I couldn't check. But if it didn't snow, I would go out and I would look in the lawn, and there'd be like no oatmeal, not a fucking speck of glitter, and I'm just like, yo, those
Or
reindeer were
wait,
really
what if
hungry.
It was like,
Either that or it's just a fucking broom.
That's a
ooh,
lot
I
of
could see
commitment.
the broom part. Well, if he wants to play it to know that it's still
Keep that Santa
real and
Claus
magical for the
alive.
thing, yeah.
Keep the magic alive. You do anything. Fuck. I remember I didn't spend Christmas with my family one year, and this was back when I was 16. No, this was back when I was not 16, I was 19. And I was out of the house, I was on my own. And I was over at my friend's house, and it was their kids, like, I think they were 3. So, and they did something like that, but it was like oatmeal grain and stuff like that. I went out there because mind you, it didn't snow. The kid slept like a fucking rock. He had a TV in his room. It was loud. I just fucking started a lawnmower and I pushed it right over all that. I just
You
raised
could
it
have
up
done
all the
that
way
as
and I just
well.
went right over it and it sucked all that.
Oh my god, seeing you in VR again is terrifying. Y'all can't see her, but that's my wife, Shempy. I haven't seen her in VR in a minute.
But,
But no,
yeah,
baseline
I
is
would try
like
and
keep the
kid
magic
going
alive.
for a bit.
Yeah.
Like
I was
just
like, I remember
as
the
you can-
youngest.
if you can
to
make
at
it to
least
10
get
years
to the double
old,
then-
digit. Like I'll
Yeah.
wait till the youngest would get closer to that double digit and then break the news.
Well, and like there's a good chance they just
Yeah.
figure it out and
Both
don't
of
say
them.
anything. I kept silent until I was
Yeah, if
14.
I
Yeah.
never really believed because on how shit went on my own end. So, because I was always told just make an Amazon list.
I forget honestly how it was broke to me, but I think that my parents went to try to tell me one day, and knowing my dumbass, I was just like, "Oh, I know." Yeah, I've known for like the last couple of years now, but it's okay. Thanks for everything, guys.
Yeah, I think
And then
quite
went to his
literally,
room and
like,
proceeded to cry for an hour.
I'm almost certain my parents were like, "Ooh, Santa's not gonna get you shit," and I just kind of looked at her and I was like, "Santa's not real. I've known," and she was like, "Nuh-uh, Santa's real," and I was like, "No, Mom, like I'm not. I know it's you guys. You're good. We're done now. You did your job." Like I was so unfazed by it.
Okay, have any of you guys done that stupid shit where you sit out and you watch the chimney all night?
No, so we didn't have a chimney.
We
What my
didn't
dad
have a
did,
chimney.
he had a laptop, and it's like a USB or a disc that he put in that he would just never tell us, and it was the Santa tracker, and you would watch a video of Santa going around the world, and it would always be a red light pinging in the sky. And so Dad would have us go out in the front yard and be like, look for a red light, look for a satellite. If you see the red light, that means Santa's close because that's Rudolph and you need to go to bed.
W Dad.
That's a win-win on that part. Nice.
I try to
We
We
booby
didn't
trap
have a
Santa.
Santa.
chimney because I lived in a fucking trailer.
Oh yeah,
And
I think one night.
I'm not gonna lie, I always questioned whenever I was actually believing in it and everything. I always questioned how he got into houses without chimneys. I was like, is he just pick the lot? Just fucking walk in the front door real quick, drop shit off, and then just leave and lock back up.
Oh God.
I thought he just
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
of
like
course
phased
he's
through
respectful.
walls.
Of course, he locks the door on the way out.
I would hope. Don't leave my door
All he's got
unlocked.
to do is
Oh,
blow
yeah.
on it and it opens.
You don't know. You don't know what's out there in that world. Don't leave my door unlocked.
But listen, y'all, we're gonna have more holiday shit. I will be sleuthing, I will be finding, and I have Shadow also sleuthing. So before we keep yapping, I want to thank
Yeah.
Dr. Cypher for taking the time to come out here tonight. Because I love them. And we'll see you fucks later, 'cause I don't have a good outro. Bye-bye.